Davey, we're live.
Oh, okay.
After another...
You ever seen a game with 100 snaps with one team?
I didn't realize it was that many. But
Have you ever really? Can you remember ever seeing that?
No. I mean, I've seen some close, but
90
triple
some,
digits.
yeah, but never 100. That's how many snaps Indiana got in a regulation football game. There was too much of the football game. To me, it feels like a loss. I don't know about you. It is a win, and every coach would always say it's a win. But man, this exposed a lot of problems for this team, not least of which are some of the coaching decisions. When they were up 12 points with 4:35 to go,
Right.
and got the ball back after a stop, Indiana was ready to go, ready to raise the white flag. You run the ball between the tackles.
Mm-hmm. It's a clock management thing right there.
I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's really a no-brainer, and Ricky Ronnie's throwing the ball around because we want to stay aggressive. Is that what that was James Franklin's story anyway?
29 seconds later, they had the ball back.
Yeah.
And that's why it was even a game at the end.
Yes. I mean, it's not. We're not talking about Ohio State here. We're not talking about Michigan State, or Wisconsin, or Iowa, or Michigan. We're talking about Indiana. Indiana's defense. Indiana has made a habit of playing tough in this place against top-tier teams. Then in the fourth quarter, they just physically can't hang in there. And they fold because it's impossible for them to hang in there. I mean, how many times have you seen that? And then sometimes the game ends up being 21, 28 points. A running attack right then, they're not going to be able to handle it for 3 plays. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I really couldn't believe what I was seeing.
Yeah, that extended the game and gave them a chance after the onside kick.
And then it was nutty.
The special teams were about as up and down as I can ever remember. They actually made
two huge kickoff returns, and then
Penn State could have fumbled 4 times on special teams. They didn't fumble at all. 5 drop passes by the receivers. They had to run Trace almost 20 times again. He had 100 yards.
He just said he feels good, but I can't believe the little kid, man. He is so incredibly durable, made out of rubber. I can't believe he feels that good, but he's hanging.
He might not feel as good tomorrow morning when he wakes up, but the thing that I marvel about is it was a 5-point game the first time they played here when James Franklin was here. It was a 13-7 game. They were losing in their 2016 Big Ten championship year. In the fourth quarter, they won 45-31. And Dave, if I would have told you before the game that Jonathan Thomas, Jonathan Sutherland, and Shaka Toney were going to win the game for Penn State, would you have believed me? Because they did.
Yeah, and Shaka Toney, really.
Those 3 guys did. I talked to Shaka Toney, and he
4 sacks.
4 sacks and an intentional grounding, which was one of the sacks. But what he did was, he said during the game, he watched all the defensive ends go from speed to power on the guy that he was working against throughout the game. And he said, when I got in there, I knew I just had to go run right by him, and that's what he did.
And it's the fourth quarter.
He
got
got low.
What did he have? 25 snaps up until then.
He got low, and he was a huge difference maker. But Jonathan Thomas, 95-yard kickoff return, and Jonathan Sutherland with a forced fumble, and he had to play a lot of snaps after Garrett Taylor got ejected.
So there are pluses in the depth that this team has shown. It's been about recruiting with this program. You're seeing guys step into roles now where they get confident. So that's good. On the other hand, this is not a team that's going to be able to play power football, and they're going to be asked to play power football. Not only that, they can't counteract it. They can't counterpoint power football with speed and downfield passing because they can't catch the ball. They haven't been able to catch the ball yet.
Yeah.
So I don't know what they do against Iowa, at Michigan, Wisconsin coming up. I mean, I think it's going to be brutal. I would think they would be very fortunate to win 2 of these games, and they might have to be happy with 1.
I mean, this game and the way it played out, I really feel like right now as we're talking, it's likely the difference between 9-3 and 7-5. And they could have easily lost this game.
I know what you mean, yeah.
Exactly. Because they lose this game.
There's a big effect beyond just losing the game, beyond the 1-L, if they do.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's good that they won it, but, man, they have so much to clean up, Dave. And instead of them getting better, like they were earlier in the season, they're just kind of holding on for dear life in the fourth quarter.
And it looks like a team that was built to run after stuff. I don't know how they're going to be able to stand their ground. I don't know what this team's going to look like after the Wisconsin game, but that's getting ahead of ourselves, and we're not even going to get it past Iowa next week in Beaver Stadium. Should be a really interesting game against a streaking Band of Hawkeyes from Memorial Stadium. Adios.